Tonight, for the first time, we see a more personal side of Seattle's former top cop, Carmen Best. Now retired, she is holding nothing back in her new book, Black in Blue. It's out today. I sat down with the former chief to talk about the racist environment she has faced from her first days in uniform until her infamous exit from the department.
Let's have an honest conversation, shall we?
Carmen Best, reading from the introduction of her new book, Black in Blue.
I have experienced firsthand how excruciatingly present and just how deeply rooted racism and sexism are in every aspect of society.
For the first time,
and yes, that does include policing,
she reveals the racism she experienced from day one of her career. She was the only black female recruit in her class and says she was often singled out and treated differently.
I kept overhearing people talk about me in rather derogatory terms.
It was 1992 at the police academy in Burien, where she says she often overheard the hurtful whispers behind her back.
Well, she did pass the vocabulary test with 100% accuracy, so I guess she's not shh. She's close by. She can hear you. Yep, I was close by. I felt as though there was the police academy with all its instructors and recruits, and then there was me, and it was open season. So who can be the one to bring down Carmen Best?
It wasn't going to happen. Best knew all about resiliency, the premise of her new book. Despite the obstacles, anyone can be a leader.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that means tuning out the negative and listening to the most important voice, your own.
For some reason, I felt resilient. I can't put my finger on why, but I felt resilient about it.
That inner strength was instilled during her Tacoma upbringing and cemented in high school, where she rose to the top of her sport, breaking the girls' state record in the 4x400 relay. This Army veteran wasn't going anywhere.
I always was aware that I was different and aware that I had a huge responsibility to make a way for others.
Especially women and people of color. And as she rose through the ranks, she made sure women rose with her.
I really wanted to make sure that half of our command staff was male, half was female, half was sworn, half was civilian. I did those things because it really is important that they see leadership represented in a whole set of different facets.
Do you think leaving the profession could send the wrong message to women or women of color about entering the profession?
I worried about that intensely. I don't want to send the message that this isn't an honorable career, that it still isn't a good place for women to work.
After nearly 30 years,
I love this department.
Best says she couldn't take it, claiming the politics became so intolerable she had no choice but to leave.
The relationship is fractured.
As the Seattle City Council prepared to slash her budget and her salary nearly in half, she says they refused to communicate with her.
I took it very personal, Joyce. I still take it personal.
Out of here. There's a private drive. Get out of the road.
Even in August of 2020, after protesters showed up in her Snohomish County neighborhood, Best pleaded with the council to help protect her. She got no response.
I still say it was something about me, and I wouldn't say that just arbitrarily. I say that simply because I've been here. I've been here almost 30 years and watched, several chiefs come through and didn't see that level of disrespect.
We all know what happened next.
I'm done. Can't do it.
Best resigned. She was out, saying she wasn't going to let the council make her a scapegoat for their budget decisions.
And it was hurtful. I think at the end of the day, it was the right decision to move away. And actually, I think moving away in the way that I did really brought a lot of people to start saying, what is going on over there? Then why were they ganging up on me? I really couldn't put my finger on it.
And just like she did as a cadet all those years ago,
you have to stay true to yourself and true to what's right.
She tuned them out, letting her values lead the way.
Otherwise, you don't have the credibility to move it forward later on.
Best has moved on, but not out of law enforcement altogether. She's now leading from the sidelines, sharing her ideas on reimagining policing and really pushing for national standards. She's also a contributor for MSNBC and one of our King 5 analysts. And you can find her new book, Black and Blue. It's out today. It's about leadership, breaking barriers, racial reconciliation, and it's available on Amazon.
That must be a really fascinating read.
It really
I'm sure
is.
a lot of people will pick up that book. It's interesting to hear her say that she's always felt that sense of duty as she's risen through the ranks, and she,
From really early on.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
she's still, as I said, still leading from the sidelines, and I'm not sure that we've seen the last of her in law enforcement. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you have any ideas, by the way, for Facing Race, we'd love to hear from you. Send them by email to race@king5.com.